What's going on, folks? RGT85 here, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little bit miffed. Little bit miffed. So my buddy Spawnwave evidently did a Nintendo Predictions E3 video with a bunch of people, and evidently my invite got lost in the mail. You know, I checked the mail, I checked the email, I checked my cell phone, nothing. I got nothing. And this guy here, BeatEmUps, Wood from BeatEmUps, I don't think he got the invitation either. Wood, did you get that invitation?
I did not. I don't know if it's gonna rock up late or if it just was never sent, but I feel your pain, and we're here, you and me. We don't need anyone else. Just us is more than enough.
I mean, you're not wrong, but all jokes aside, I thought this would be a fun way to get Wood back on the channel. It's obviously E3 season coming up. There's a lot of stuff going on. It seems like every hour on the hour, you're getting more information. You're getting more supposed leaks, supposed rumors. So I thought it would be fun to do a Nintendo predictions video. I know I sort of did something like this, but I played it very safe in that video, and I don't want to play it safe in this video. I want to get a little bit nuts. I want to get a little bit crazy. So that's what we're going to do in this video. It's going to be nice, simple, clean, 15, 20 minutes, just Wood and I going back and forth. I'm going to throw some gameplay over so you don't have to stare at our beautiful faces the whole time, but let's just jump right into it, folks. Let's jump right into it. And here's one of my bold predictions for E3 2019 when it comes to Nintendo. I think that this is the year that Call of Duty and Madden show up on the Nintendo Switch. If it's going to happen, it has to happen this year. I mean, the Switch has proven itself since it's been on the market. It's selling exponentially well. It's time for games like Call of Duty. It's time for games like Madden to show up on the Nintendo Switch. They show up on your cell phone. They might as well show up on the dominant hybrid console, the only hybrid console that's on the market right now. Wood, what do you think of that?
I don't expect that at all. I mean, if that's something you want and a lot of people really want, then sure, go for it. But I as someone who makes Switch videos all the time, every day, the one thing that I have never seen anyone ask for is Call of Duty and or Madden. So I don't know if there's a huge demand for it. Would they make money on something like Call of Duty since you have a bunch of kids playing on the platform? Yeah, maybe. But I think they might have got a bit burnt by the Wii and trying to sell Call of Duty on that system. I think they still haven't recovered from that mentally.
Well, you know, honestly, the Wii wasn't all that bad to me. You know, those Call of Duties, you got Call of Duty World at War, you got Call of Duty Modern Warfare on the Wii. I think things got rocky on the Wii U. You've, of course, got Ghosts on the Wii U, you've got Black Ops 2 on the Wii U, and you had one version of Madden, and then nothing sold on there. But that was just because the system itself didn't sell. I've always been of the mindset where if a Western developer sees that a device is doing well, they're going to put their games on this, and it's just shocking to me that these mainline games, these games that sell millions of copies every year, just aren't finding their way to the Nintendo Switch. I think there's a demand for shooters. I mean, I don't think anyone would have played Modern Combat, that horrible game that Nate and I like to talk about. I don't think anyone would have played that game if Call of Duty was on the Switch. There's another shooter game that just came out in Japan very recently that Impact Game Station just covered, and it looks horrible. It's like a poor man's SOCOM, double poor man, but people are still playing it. It's only out in Japan right now, and honestly, I'm mildly interested in it just because of the portability aspect, and I think that sort of plays into sports games as well. I mean, NBA 2K has done very well on the Switch, so it just seems weird to me that these Western companies that do these yearly franchises that admittedly it would probably be pretty easy to put these games on the Switch, they just seem to ignore it.
I am completely in awe with the fact that you can just do all of that in one take and rant about this stuff. It's amazing. But I do agree with you 100% that if you have a game, something like that, it should be getting put on the Switch if it can be put on the Switch because it is selling so hot. And it seems like everything that gets thrown to the Switch just sells. And something like Call of Duty would definitely do well. I personally don't expect it. I don't know if there's a huge demand for it even, but maybe I'm wrong. But there's no reason not to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of my point. There's no reason to not do it. If you're putting these games, there's a Madden that comes out on mobile. Yeah, exactly. There's a Madden that comes out on mobile. There's a Madden that comes out on, or Call of Duty that comes out on mobile. If you're paying attention to the mobile market, you might as well pay attention to the Switch. But now I want to throw it to you. What is one thing you expect to see or want to see?
Yeah, expect is a very heavy word. Something I have always said, and it's become more true lately than ever, is you cannot expect anything from Nintendo. I always have my realistic lists of this is what I guess I would expect realistically, but I can easily see Nintendo going, completely against that and having the most amazing event ever and throwing all these surprises at us, or doing the complete opposite and spending 20 minutes on Super Smash Brothers like they did last year. I think that was last year, right? But
yes.
doing the complete opposite of that and just almost bombing in a way. That was my opinion. Just put that out there. But if I could start with not something I expect, but something I really want, the main new announcement that I really want is a new Nintendo Switch version of some kind. And I'm not thinking a Pro. I think that's a long way away. But I would be really hyped if we got that mini announcement. That, as we have both said on our channels, there's no smoke without fire. And there's been so much smoke around these revisions. And I really, really friggin' want a mini at this point.
But didn't the president Furukawa say that they weren't going to have any hardware revisions?
Oh, yes, absolutely. They always say stuff like that, though. You can't trust Nintendo with this stuff. They will flat out lie to your face and say, we are not working on something like that. And then 1 month later, be like, here it is. Enjoy it in a month's time from now.
You think they would do a full-on, or do you, if this were to happen, do you expect them to do a full-on thing of it, or do you think it'll be more of a teaser and they'll do it and they'll announce it later on in the summer, maybe during an August Nintendo Direct or something like that?
Again, this is what I want, not what I expect. I honestly am like 30% this might happen, 70% no way this is happening. But if it does happen, the rumors have been going on for so long. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a, hey, here it is, this is what it looks like, this is the price, and then like a release window. Or if it's this year, maybe even a release date, get it in before Christmas. But it's definitely a dream of mine, not something that I expect. But I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
They could technically, to get around that technicality, they could just announce it like during the Pokemon Direct, maybe on June 5th, say, hey, there's a new Nintendo Switch model coming, and then they show it at E3, because technically they wouldn't be unveiling it at E3, they would just be talking about something that we already knew about.
That's true, but also they lie. They lie all the time.
Well, yeah, like Reggie completely lied about the DS revision, and he was like, yeah, there's no DS revision, and then the next day, literally the next day, 24 hours later, they showed it off.
And I mean, there has to be some kind of revision of the Switch happening at some point. It's just whether or not they're gonna talk about it now. And they said they won't, but let's hope they lied.
I think that's fair. All right, so my next prediction, it's definitely gonna be a bold one, but I honestly think Metroid Prime 4 gameplay. What are your thoughts?
I disagree, but continue.
No, here's the thing. They restarted the whole game or whatever. Yeah, yada yada yada. I first and foremost, they more than likely they did not. It's not like they're restarting from scratch. It's not like they're starting the whole game, the whole concept from scratch. They may be scratching the assets used in the game. They may be scratching some of the mechanics used in the game. But I feel like the core game. I mean, it's Metroid Prime. It's not like it's super hard to wrap your head around how this game works. It is a first-person adventure. It's set in the Metroid universe, so it's not like you would have to scratch all of those concepts. Really, the only things you would have to scratch are maybe visuals and things like that. But I really feel like, because they're not going to show Bayonetta 3. You're not going to show Bayonetta 3 with Astral Chain. That's going to take up a bunch of time, which Astral Chain looks very, very amazing to me. So you have to sort of have something. Really, Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime 4 are the games we've known about for a very long time that we have zero information on. In my opinion, you have to show off one of these games. So if they're going to show off one of the games, to me, it would be Metroid Prime 4.
It's so interesting how different people perceive certain situations and things happening just by their personal experience, because I'm completely backwards from you on this, because I perceived them scratching Metroid Prime 4 as, we don't like this, we're not doing this, you guys do it. And it was getting restarted. Like, that was the vibe that I got from the entire thing. Maybe they do have some assets and that would be great, but I don't think, a matter of months later, they're ready to show gameplay before even the first cinematic trailer. I think it's way more likely that we would get gameplay of Bayonetta and then maybe some kind of teaser just to build up, like, maybe some of the story, some of what Retro Studios is going for in Metroid would be way more likely. And then as far as like Platinum Games competing with themselves, I get that, but is it that bad to have competition that is yourself? Like WWE SmackDown versus Raw kind of is healthy. You get money either way. But they could do like a bunch more gameplay on Astral Chain and then just a cinematic trailer for Bayonetta. Since again, we haven't even seen that so far, apart from a little tiny thing. That's what I actually do expect. Well, actually, I expect nothing Metroid, but if we do get anything, I expect cinematic. But I do honestly expect something Bayonetta, something cinematic at least.
See, to me, that's hard because I feel like Bayonetta is an established franchise, whereas Astral Chain, there's definitely a lot of questions still surrounding that. And I feel like just because they're essentially very similar in style. When you look at the combat in Astral Chain, you could definitely see, okay, this is a Platinum Games game. It definitely has that Bayonetta sort of feel to it. So I just feel like taking away too much of the emphasis from Astral Chain, even just a little smidgen, as a new IP, could be very dangerous for the game.
You didn't tell me I wasn't wearing headphones, and I hope that my speakers didn't pick up the audio and make a really horrible reverb for the whole start of this video.
No, it didn't. It was fine because I did the audio check before we went live.
Oh, well, I've put my headphones on now, so hopefully I didn't just screw it up.
No, it's fine. It sounds good on my end. But yeah, I honestly, Metroid, I think they're going to have something. Maybe not gameplay, but Metroid is going to be there in some capacity.
I hope so, but I don't think so.
All right, your turn. Go.
So as I said, the mini thing was my I hope so, but I have a bunch of stuff I expect. And for the main, just to break it down into one big bulk, it is I expect to get information on all of these games they have announced over the last year or so, because just by my count, exclusives that we know at least a little about to nothing about, we have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Luigi's Mansion 3, Daemon X Machina, Astral Chain, Animal Crossing, Bayonetta 3, Link's Awakening. Okay, we probably know enough about that, but still, Town. We don't even have a title for Town. I mean, right there, we have 8 exclusive Nintendo games. Most of them are coming before the end of this year. And honestly, think about how much we know about any of those. I mean, Animal Crossing, we know nothing. Town, we don't even know the name. So I'm expecting this E3, my actual realistic expectation is to not get any crazy new announcements, hopefully other than a mini, but just to focus on what we know and announce tons of stuff about that. Focus on Animal Crossing. What's that game gonna be like? Focus on Town. Give us a name for it. What maybe Daemon X Machina, since the demo wasn't received all that well. Spend some time on that and kind of fix the PR on that game. Luigi's Mansion. I would love to know more about that. So that's what I expect, is just information on all of these games we're supposed to be getting very soon.
I think you're going to get a lot on Marvel Ultimate Alliance. IGN has been doing some preview coverage of it, but still, I mean, that's just one publication. Of course, other people have been reporting on it, but Marvel Ultimate Alliance comes out in July. Like July, the month after E3. So I think that's going to have to be a very big focal point. And I definitely agree with you. You know, games like Luigi's Mansion, games like Animal Crossing are still scheduled for 2019 as far as we know. And they need to talk about it. Daemon X Machina, like you said, you know, it had sort of a rough transition onto the Nintendo Switch as far as the demo was perceived from people. You know, it felt a little bit rough around the edges. I feel like they could still polish that game up. But I think Link's Awakening is definitely going to be a very interesting game, because is this going to just simply be a graphical revision of this game, or are they going to add in stuff into this game? Are they going to add in things like different dungeons? Are all the items going to be in the exact same place, or are they going to be in different places? Like, I really feel like Link's Awakening has a lot of secrets to it, because when you look at previous, you know, HD versions of Zelda games, it's literally just been HD graphics with very minimal added into it. They changed a few things with Twilight Princess HD, and, you know, things like that, Ocarina of Time on the 3DS. But I really feel like Link's Awakening is almost like a reimagining at this point, to the point of where they could be doing things like changing item locations, changing areas that you go to, adding in dungeons and things like that, which I think would be awesome.
Didn't people do like screenshot comparisons where it is pretty much an identical carbon copy, just in a remake style?
Yes, but that was only based on the area that they showed us. They really didn't show us much of that game at all. They really showed you like the areas that you visit within like the first 20 minutes of playing the game. And I feel like that would remain very, very similar. But I feel like, you know, this is a pretty long adventure with some very interesting dungeons. So I feel like they would be able to expand upon that in some regards.
They definitely would be able to. It's a matter of if they're going to, and you don't really know what Nintendo. Like you said, the Wii U ports, they had a little changes here and there, but it was pretty much just a here it is, and it looks a little better. And that's kind of what I've been expecting the whole time from Link's Awakening. So if they show us like new dungeons and new items and stuff like that, then that's way cooler and way more exciting. But it's not like I'm gonna buy the game any less. So I don't expect that really.
I mean, I'm the exact same way. You know, I will not be buying the game any less. Maybe even buy it more if it stays the same, because I absolutely love that game. Is it my turn or your turn? I think it's my turn. Yes.
Probably.
All right, so this will be my final prediction, then we'll get your final prediction, then we'll wrap this up because I don't want to go on for too long. Nobody wants to listen to us ramble forever. But here's my final prediction, folks. Here is my final prediction, and I think it's a bold one, but I think it's going to happen. You're going to see Phil Spencer in some capacity during Nintendo's thing, and there's going to be this Xbox integration, this Xbox Live, this Xbox Game Pass integration onto the Nintendo Switch at this event. That'll be unveiled at this event. They'll talk about more games coming, games like Ori and the Blind Forest, maybe some other big IPs, but there's too much. It's like when you got, you know, when you're in a relationship and you see this person and they're always busy, they're always doing something else, they always got something else going on, and then you start to follow them and you start to notice these little clues. There's too many clues. There are too many clues. Nintendo and Microsoft are sleeping together.
I mean, that's been rumors and clues for so long. I don't know about all of that because that seems like a lot, and it seems like it's one of them dream that's way too cool to actually happen things. So, I mean, I hope it does, but I really want the whole Game Pass thing coming to Switch. For the main thing that I don't know if they'd even do it, even if Game Pass and all that Xbox stuff did go to Switch, would be just to use my Switch as a portable Xbox machine as long as, you know, I was in my house connected to Wi-Fi. I mean, on PlayStation, you can, like, stream to your mobile phone now, or you can, I mean, you've always been able to do it on your Vita, but if I could sit in my house upstairs in my bedroom and play my Xbox One X on my freaking, like, streaming it to my Switch through like the Game Pass game Xbox stuff service, that for me would be like, okay, now I am in the future.
And I really think things like that are very possible because of just how buddy these companies have been. This isn't a situation like Microsoft and Sony where it's strictly just for cloud gaming, which I guess that's another thing. There could be some cloud gaming stuff. They have tried cloud gaming. Both Ubisoft and Capcom have tried cloud gaming in Japan with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Resident Evil 7 respectively. We haven't seen any cloud gaming stuff for the United States as far as the Nintendo Switch is concerned. So I guess that's a whole nother, I mean, that's primarily, in my opinion, how you would get some of these Xbox One games to run on the Nintendo Switch would have to be through some sort of cloud gaming thing. So what if the Game Pass is a cloud gaming thing with the Xbox Live? I don't know. It's as tricky.
No, honestly, I think you're onto something there. I mean, as you said, Nintendo has experimented with that in Japan, and Xbox has, or Microsoft has all their crazy servers that are like better than anyone else's. If they're partnering up, I mean, there's no reason that isn't something that could happen. It's a matter of, is it going to happen?
I feel like our predictions are very, very lofty, but I feel like that's what makes this fun. I feel like that's what people want. They want to speculate.
That is another one of those, as I'm calling it, like the mini, like, wants more than it is an actual prediction or expectation. It's a want, and it's something that could happen, but is it going to? Probably not.
So maybe I won't even call this video predictions. I'll call this wants and desires and passions. But Wood, you have one.
Whatever gets you more SEO, man.
Right? But you have one more prediction for me, or want, or need, or necessity. So hit me with it, and let's go.
Well, I'll do two actual predictions, so you can stick with that if you want to use it in your title. And they're really quick, that's why I'm doing two. One is, and we talked about this, a stealth game drop, where they just say, hey, this game's releasing right now on the eShop. I mean, that can be an indie game. It can be a game they've talked about for a while. I mean, last year it was Fortnite. It could be literally anything, but I always expect that from Nintendo, and I always get really excited to, after the event, I'm already on my Switch downloading a new game. Like, I love that, and I definitely expect that. And then my other one is a new Smash character. It's a really easy bet, so I will double down on the stakes and say I'm really hoping and kind of expecting Cuphead representation in Smash. I would love to see, obviously, Cuphead himself in Smash, maybe with like a skin change where he can become Mugman, or maybe an Echo Fighter that's Mugman, but I don't know if that would count as another DLC character or not. But either way, I have reasons why. I don't know if I want to get into it right now, but the creator of Cuphead essentially said he would love to have the representation in Smash, and, you know, Persona 5 creator said that too, and look at Joker in Smash, so
I think that's a very good prediction. One thing I do find interesting, I definitely think there will be a stealth game drop. They've done it with, like you said, Fortnite. Last year, they did it with Earthbound Beginnings on the Wii U. But what if, what if they do a stealth Smash character drop as well?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, they could do that. And it feels like weird pacing from the Smash characters so far. I mean, that game's been out for, like, what, 6 months?
Yeah.
And we've only had one new character. It does feel like we should at least know about the next one by now. So yeah, I wouldn't be that surprised if they stealth. Plus, with Cuphead already being on Switch, if that is the character, they might not want to do a whole month ramp up to it because it's kind of weird to wait for that character when the game's already on Switch. So it would kind of make sense to be like, oh, you enjoyed Cuphead over the last month or whatever it's been? Here's the characters in the game.
Do you think they waited too long from announcing Joker to releasing Joker on Smash Brothers?
I felt like it was a really long time while I was waiting, and it was weird, but then once it dropped, and like Stage Builder dropped at the same time, it brought everyone back into the game. And obviously I was making Stage Builder videos, and they were getting lots of views because people were heavily invested back into Smash Brothers. So yeah, it felt like a long time, but I think it paid off in the end.
Yeah, I think that's fair. All right, so this is our predictions, our wants, our needs, our desires. I wanted to keep this somewhat brief. Wood is a busy man. I'm kind of a busy man, and nobody likes to listen to hours and hours of people rambling. But Wood will be doing some subsequent E3 videos leading up to E3, and then, of course, E3 coverage. He'll probably... Are you doing live streams this year for E3?
I'm live streaming every event and then doing a follow-up video right after, just like you will be. We'll be tag teaming that entire weekend on our respective channels. And I'm going to have a couple of lead-up videos to E3. I have one dropping maybe tomorrow, I haven't decided, or the next day about Nintendo at E3, just like this video, but a bit more fleshed out and edited.
So yeah, you're going to get E3 coverage from him. You're going to get E3 coverage from me. You probably know who this man is by now. He has nearly 600,000 subscribers. But if for some reason you have not subscribed to his channel, make sure you head on over there, hit that subscribe button. He'll be in the comment section. The link will be in the description box down below. Wood, thank you for joining me on such short notice to do this.
I mean, it's not short notice when we talk every single day nonstop and we're really good friends. And if you are watching this right now and you don't know about this channel, you're just watching because I shared out the link. Make sure you subscribe to this channel too, because he needs to pass Spawn Wave since, you know, he actually invited me to his channel for E3 predictions.
Unlike some people, Spawn Wave, you're #1, buddy. No, I'm just kidding. I love Spawn Wave. But all right, thank you guys for checking out this video. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to check out Wood's channel, and we will catch you guys next time. All right, later.
I'll do my face for you.
There it is. There it is. All right, see y'all later.